Five bizarre animal facts. Number 5. Armadillo leprosy is a horrible, disfiguring disease largely confined to more ancient times. It is extremely rare in the United States, with just 150-250 yearly cases reported, mostly amongst those who have traveled to third-world countries. But there is another bizarre vector for leprosy, the armadillo. The elusive, armored creature is native to the American South, where it is most likely to be seen as roadkill. But even in this age of fast food and frozen pizza, some people still eat armadillos, mostly in Louisiana and Texas. They're taking their lives in their hands. While leprosy is treatable if caught early, often the damage is done before symptoms manifest. Humans and armadillos are the only two animals in the world that are known to have the disease. Number 4. Crocodile plane crash. Crocodiles are some of the most fearsome creatures on the planet, responsible for many human deaths throughout the world. They are even formidable enough to feast on adult lions who wander too close to the water's edge. But few could ever imagine such a beast terrorizing them while flying in a plane thousands of feet from the Earth's surface. Unfortunately, that is exactly what happened in 2010 on a flight in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The small passenger plane was flying its customary route between the capital city of Kinshasa and the Bandundu airport when the crocodile, which was being smuggled inside a passenger's bag, broke loose. The stewardess fled toward the safety of the cockpit, with the passengers in tow. The commotion caused a catastrophic load imbalance on the plane that the pilots were unable to correct. The aircraft crashed into a house, killing the crew and 19 passengers. The crocodile survived. It was killed later with a machete blow to the head. Number 3. China owns pandas. On the planet as cute as the giant panda. But you may have noticed that your local zoo doesn't have any, and for good reason. The critically endangered panda is native only to a tiny section of China. They do not breed well in captivity, and there are only a couple hundred in zoos, with another 1,500 to 3,000 potentially living in the wild. All of the pandas in the world currently belong to China. Years ago, the country exercised what was called panda diplomacy, giving pandas as gifts to powerful allies such as the United States and Great Britain as a sign of good faith. Since 1984, however, the Chinese government will only lease the animals, at a cost of up to $1 million a year. This fee, along with the enormous cost of maintaining the panda's diet, it costs about 5 times more to feed a panda than it does an elephant, make it almost impossible for all but the largest and most profitable zoos to keep them. Number 2. Robot camel racing. Although it lacks some of the high-speed excitement found at the Kentucky Derby, camel racing has been popular in the Middle East for hundreds of years. In the past, jockeys were typically children, some barely more than toddlers, whose light weight allowed the camels to run faster. Today, robot jockeys are taking over. The robots are remote-controlled. In one arm, they hold a whips, and the other controls the reins. Unfortunately, it has been reported that some racers use more devious methods to spur on their camels, such as electric shocks. Number 1. Sea otter rape. The sea otter is another adorable creature, known to bob on its back in the ocean, clutching the hands of family members to keep them from floating away. They prey primarily on shellfish, using rocks to break them open. But like many animals, the sea otter has a dark side. The males have been known to confront baby harbor seals and attack them, biting into their faces, drowning them, and raping the bodies. Indeed, the otter mating ritual is amongst the most brutal in the animal kingdom, with many females losing their lives each year.